Hello, my amazing friends. So today I got a few minutes and I'm going to show you around a cemetery that has a family connection to me. So I am at Denison, Texas, and I am at Coffee Lane Cemetery. It's got a cute little gate here. Now, they used to have a fence around this, but now they just got this. Got beautiful flowers here for the holiday. I don't know if I can get through the gate, if I should just go around the fence. We're going to try the gate. And we're going around the fence because the gate won't move. Okay, y'all. So I got about 15-20 minutes before I have to go to an appointment. But I wanted to show you around the cemetery. Look at this one. Mabel Simmons, born in 1895 and died in 1895. So it was just a baby. Just a few months old. So this cemetery has a few connections because this cemetery is where my great grandpa and grandma and some of my I guess they would be great aunt uncles. Wait a minute. I said that wrong. Yeah, great grandpa. Or is it great great grandpa? I'll explain it when I get over there. I have to think for a minute. Look at this beautiful statue. She's beautiful. I love old cemeteries. And this one is pretty old. Where's the historical markers in the back there that tells me how old. So I discovered this cemetery maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I was talking on the phone to a friend, or one of my history buddies. Some of you may know him. And he was like, you need to find out where your grandparents' grave are if they're in Denison. So I talked to my mom. I came out here and I discovered them all. And so this cemetery, it's cute. It's just in a little neighborhood. And yeah. So let me get up here and that's how I kind of discovered him. And I discovered some information then that I didn't know about, that I know about today. So this is the Coffee Cemetery. See, while David Harmon Coffee served with the Confederate Army during the Civil War, his wife Harriet Jones and 4 sons came to North Texas from Missouri. After the war, David joined the family and they bought this land. Although the earliest marked grave was dated 1867, well, that's a long time ago, the Kaufmans deeded this 1-acre plot to the county for public burial grounds in 1878. They gave the adjoining acre for a school and a meeting house for the Baptist church, and owned land in which Denison was laid out and was buried. And I guess they were buried here. But yeah, so okay, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to switch hands. I'm used to carrying stuff on my right hand, but I'm going to have carpal tunnel surgery in December on my left hand, and then on my right 2 weeks later. And around all this, I have an impingement in my rotator cuff. So I was holding this in my right shoulder going, no, we're going to hold it with the left shoulder. And that's where I'm going to physical therapy in about an hour for. But anyway, this is just, look at this. This was a Confederate. William Harvey Cook. Confederate States of America. So, yeah, there's some really pretty graves in here. So I switched hands. Because I want to make a video. First Sergeant Johnson, Oklahoma. Does it say Oklahoma? No, 5th Kentucky Cavalry. This kind of looked like an O for a second there. So, yeah. He was either in the Civil War or he was a cavalry officer after the war, probably. But anyway, this one they tried to preserve. born in 1876 and died in 1894. So, who is buried out here is my let me think it. So my grandma's dad is buried here. So I guess that would be great-grandpa. My great-grandma and father were buried. Grandpa was buried here. And also some of my, I guess they would be great-uncles. Right? Yeah, I think that's right. Are also buried here. So I'm going to show you those in just a minute. I was just showing you some of these old ones. So I hope this film is not too dreary, but for some reason today, it is just a really cloudy, kind of a dreary day. I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It seems like 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun's going down. So we had some weird weather. So, and that's a cute cemetery. See how that goes up against the houses? If I remember right, last time I was here, they didn't have all these houses. So those are all new. They had the pretty fence. And, yeah. How'd you imagine looking out your window every day at a cemetery? So, maybe that'll keep it from not being vandalized. You know, people will go out, look at the window and go, there's something going on that's not supposed to be going on over there. Okay, so like I said, my great-grandpa and grandma are both buried here. And, I already see them. They are both buried here. And then some of my grandma's brothers and sisters are buried here. And so this is, you all wonder where, everybody keeps saying I have a green thumb. Tanya has a green thumb. Who does she get the green thumb for? Well, that would be my grandpa right here. So this is, I hope I got this all right. Where's my mama when I need a little, but J.H. Hudgens is my great-grandpa, and that's his wife, and my great-grandma Mary. Now, from what I understand, if I got this right, this grandma is the mean grandma. That's what my mom always said. Apparently, my great-grandpa's first wife was not a very nice woman. And I think all the grandkids, like my mom and them, all called her the mean grandma. And then when she passed away, he got remarried. And they all said she was the nice grandma. I think this is the first grandma. 1870. But I'm not 100% sure. But isn't that weird? So it was just, I asked Mom about this one time. And she gave me a story and said, I was making sure I was recording. She said, for instance, one time they were at the car and Mom had found some change. She was probably 7 or 8 years old in the car. And she was excited and she told Grandma about it. And Grandma goes, oh, let me see the change. And then she took the change away from the kids and never gave it back to her. And Mom had found the change. Stuff like that. And if I remember right, she didn't like to raise the kids. She didn't do a lot of the raising of the kids. She had the oldest daughter do most of the raising of the kids. So my grandma had, I don't know the exact number, 6, 7 brothers and sisters, something like that. I'd have to look it up on my ancestry. But the oldest sister was in charge of taking care of the kids instead of the grandma. And that's where the story gets a little crazy, because when I was out here for the first time, I looked at these graves and I go, right here, and I go, Mom, who is Viola Hudgens and Emmett Hudgens? I know who this is. This is my uncle, great uncle Dude over here. Oh, man, he's got stuff on. See, I need to come. If anybody knows how to get this stuff cleaned off, let me know. This is my great uncle Dude. Now, I never remember meeting him, but I did go to his house with my aunt and my mom just a little after he passed away, and they were getting ready to sell the house. I remember that. But the connection that I have with him is he had one son only, and that would be my mom's first cousin. And he was in World War II, and he died on a tanker in World War II. And his grave is not at the cemetery, but in Sherman, the next town over. And to this day, I like to go put flowers and flags on his grave, because I think no one should be forgotten, especially someone who's a relative who died in World War II. Now, his name was Lorenzo, and I will show his grave to you another time. But he died in 1924. No, at the age of 24, I think he was. He died in 1940, I don't remember, 43, somewhere like that, 42, during World War I, II. My facts are just terrible, so forgive me. I'm getting stuttered. Anyway, so there's a great story. It's not actually a great story, but there's a story about his son that I will tell you at some time when I take you over to show you his grave. But over here was Uncle Dude's sister and brother. So these are all my relatives. The story is a Viola that I found out the first time I ever came to the cemetery is that this is my grandma Brown, my mom's oldest sister, and she died from suicide in 1908. And so there's lots of stories, and the latest one I've read was that she was around 15 or 16 years old, something like that, and that she was always taking care of the kids. She was the oldest girl, and so everybody went to town. So this is kind of how it goes. Grandparents went to town, and they left Viola at home with the youngest kids, babysitting. She didn't get to go to town, didn't get to go to church. I think it might have been a church event, something like that. She didn't get to go. She had to stay home, take care of the younger kids. One of the younger kids was my grandma, and there may have been another one there. I'm not sure. So, while they were at church, or something in town, I think it was a church thing, she was at home. She sent the kids, the little ones, out, or told them to stay in the house, and she went out to the barn, or she sent the kids out to the barn, and she stayed in the house. Anyway, she killed herself. They say that she might have killed herself because she was taking care of all the kids. She never had a life. Some say she might have gotten in trouble. I don't really know. No one really knows why. But they came home to find the youngest ones having, of course, I think my mom might have only been a couple years old. But can you imagine coming home and finding that your daughter had killed herself? So that is actually so that would be my that would just be my great aunt. And this is Emmett, and I am not sure the story on Emmett. I'm just assuming that it was one of the young kids that just died just because, but that's also an uncle. But that was the story I found out last time, and if I can find the article sometime, I'll clear it up. But anyway, you just didn't hear about it. Kind of shocked me because I was like, that was 1908, and she was only like 15 or 16 years old. She took the shotgun when they were gone, and that was it. So someday when I get to heaven, I'll probably get to meet her, and hopefully by then I get to meet them too. Now, I told you a minute ago there was a connection to the whole gardening thing, because what I understand is that my grandpa was really a sweet, wonderful grandpa. It was just his first wife that wasn't. And that he was famous in this area for being a gardener, and that he would actually, he had won, I have pictures of it at home, he'd won blue ribbons, first grand champion ribbons in the fair. He even had kids that come out to their house and learn how to garden. And so if you're asking me where I get my green thumb, or my mom does, we got it all from this guy right here, my great grandpa, because he was a award-winning gardener. He grew the greatest corn, got ribbons, and I got pictures in the paper, and I have an article about it. And so that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll find that picture, and that'll be the picture I'll start as my tagline in this. So if you see an older picture, you'll know who the picture is. But that's where I get my green thumb. There's some others that have, I know we may be related to some holders. I do not know if I'm even related to these or not. And I'm not sure if the holders are on my side or my dad's side, so I have no idea. But this is, yep, family from a long time ago. They were born in 1870 and 1868. My grandma was born in like 1902, I think. 02, yeah. So she was probably only 5 or 6 years old when her sister. She was at home when that happened, and you know, of course, my grandmother died years ago, so you never could find out what her story was. At least I don't know it. So anyway, I got to go to an appointment here in a minute, so I'm going to have to wrap it up here in a second. But let me just let you see a few more of these really cool. You can tell this graveyard has been here, the cemetery's been here for a while. And I kind of wish my cousin, who died in World War II, was buried here with the rest of the family. But actually the Sherman Cemetery is absolutely beautiful, and they have a huge military cemetery. Oh my gosh, fresh grave. I didn't know they were still burying people here. That's cool. So look at that one. That was Texas Army, World War II, I believe. U.S. Navy, World War II. I love these old military ones. John Hart. This is probably his wife, but he was also in World War II. So, really cool. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring you out here and show you around a few minutes. I want to see what this one says. And then I'm going to head off to physical therapy. Woohoo! Exercise! But hey, I need it for my shoulder. So y'all, if you like my cemetery videos, give me a thumbs up and say, hey, I love them. Keep doing them. And like and subscribe. Today I made, for all of my jewelry friends out there, today I made a bracelet. So, and with a little charm. Unfortunately, I get almost to the end of it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta give my hands a break. But hopefully after carpal tunnel surgery, my hands will be back to normal and I'll be making all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I thought it turned out really great. I never thought I'd be displaying jewelry in a cemetery. You never know what you're going to get with me. Some people have a niche. My niche is just to give you a little bit of everything. Shopping, flowers, cemeteries, history, family history, and all. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining me here in Denison, and I will do some more videos soon. And you know, you can't do a video without a selfie. So let's see. See, that's going to be my new thing. I'm going to start doing these little selfies. And I'm having a hair day, but that's okay. We all have those. So here's my little selfie in front of my relatives' graves. But anyway, so if you like my selfies, you like my videos, you like history, make sure you like and subscribe, and come follow along with my journey and share my videos. And thank you for joining me, and I hope you have the most awesome day.